On today's show,
we break down the Raptors and Kings controversial ending and debate how the officials should have handled it.
we discuss Dwight's flying bows, the Pelicans' resurgence, and Under Armour's tumble.
And the apocalypse is near as Red Panda drops a ball in Weekend Whoopsies.
It's Monday, November 21st. The starter starts now!
Good evening, Sweet World, and welcome to The Starters. Whether you're listening to the podcast, joining us live right now on NBA TV, or a little bit later on YouTube, we're happy to have you. I'm Jay Skeets, and alongside me, as always, that's Tass Mellis.
Happy Thanksgiving week to all of you.
To his right, it's the international man of mystery, taking it to the stash, Lee Ellis.
Friend.
Lily.
And last, certainly not least, over there, Starters blog editor, Trey Kirby.
Hey,
yo! TK, what's poppin'?
Well, I'm here at the internet looking for your best tweets at #TheStarters. And guys, there's no bigger star in the NBA than LeBron James, and there's no greater success in the world of the theater than Hamilton. So it was only a matter of time before the two intersected, and thanks to Dose.com's LeBron the Musical, that's exactly what happened.
I'm gonna take my talents to South Beach. I'm gonna go join the Miami Heat. There's a championship I haven't won. I just can't wait, just can't wait.
July 8th, live at 9. James makes the decision. Free agent flying south. Nearly breaks the television. Burnt jerseys in a pile. Dan Gilbert rants for a while.
Gilbert got fined and LeBron just smiled.
Really well done. You can see the whole thing on our Twitter page. And it brings us to today's question. What's your favorite NBA musical? For instance, maybe it's Singin' in the Rain starring the Splash Brothers. Or maybe it's the Rocky Horford Picture Show with those beautiful eyes. Or maybe it's The Wizard of Oz, which is the story of the four of us going to Australia to figure out why Lee is the way he is. But we want to hear...
You're a creepy Dorothy, dude.
You would look good with the pigtails, though, I do think. But we want to hear from you. So let us know on Twitter, what's your favorite NBA musical? Send us your best tweets to #TheStarters, and we'll hear from you later.
All right, get those tweets in. Fun Monday show here for you. We got the Up-Down Report, new batch of Weekend Whoopsies, but we start with what should be a heated edition of Is This News? Trey's rounded up some recent NBA headlines. He's going to pitch them to us, and we're going to determine whether or not they're actually news. Because remember, not all news is really news. Trey, first one.
Our first headline comes from the Toronto Star, and it reads, Raptors lose to Kings in controversial game-tying call. Is this news?
Is this news?
Right calls, mate. Next one.
Put this on the front page of every of the two Canadian national newspapers.
Easy.
This is news. Terrence Ross did everything he could to get the shot off in 2.4 seconds. What was he supposed to do? Was he supposed to recalculate that DeMarcus Cousins touched it? Oh, maybe I should get this off within 1.9 seconds and get it off. That makes no sense to me. You go and check the video review to see if he got the shot off all the time, but not to check if the clock started when DeMarcus touched it, because this happens every single play, every single game, I should say. A possession doesn't start when a player touches it because it's human error.
Right.
It's going to start within 0.1 or 0.2 seconds. At the very, 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 very least, they should have replayed those 2.4 seconds because it's not DeMarcus's fault that the clock didn't start on time. It's not Terrence's fault that he didn't get it off on time. It's not even the human element that fault either, but you gotta replay it at the very, very least.
I agree. This is news because the NBA officials made it news. That's the worst part about this whole thing. Because it's actually the perfect storm for the NBA, the officials, the teams involved, to just go and play overtime. And what I mean by that is the Raps were not down 1 or 2, and Ross, hypothetically, or he hits the 3, obviously, that doesn't win them the game, right? It ties the game. It's almost perfect. They're like, let's play 5 more minutes of basketball. This is what Dwayne Casey was saying, because to him it was indisputable. They went and looked at it in New Jersey. They took forever to try and figure out this whole thing of let's start the clock at the exact moment Cousins touches it, despite, as Tass just said, multiple plays in many games where the clock just can't possibly start at the exact same time someone touches it because a human is starting the clock.
Yeah.
And then the other thing is, this was in Sacramento. So let's say they count the Ross 3 and they go to overtime. What would Kings fans possibly be allowed to be mad about? It's their clock operator with the error. It's not like they're in Toronto and there's a conspiracy or something like that.
Yeah.
That's why it's almost mind-boggling that they just didn't go, all right, he did touch it. It should have started earlier, but let's also point out the clock started before Ross even touched it. So they knew someone touched it.
Yeah.
Right? It was in between. When Cousins touches it, when Ross gets it. Why don't you just play 5 more minutes? And that's
Yeah,
what Casey
well,
was getting at. And I think he's absolutely right.
If you're the Sacramento Kings, though, I mean, you are then potentially losing a game that is a win based on what the referees and the replay center came to the decision that he didn't get it off in time. So if you're the Kings, you're like,
What are you seeing that I'm not seeing where he doesn't get it
I'm just
off in-
presenting the evidence to you that caused the result of the game in
Right.
the end. Okay, so if you're the Sacramento Kings, you go, we've got to win. Why do we have to go to overtime and confirm that victory?
Do you think their body language said that to you? When
Well,
that
Dave
happened?
Yeager
Honestly,
wanted to get off as quick as they could because he
Well,
wanted to put that win in the books and
he
just
also
be done with it.
He also was a little shocked by it.
Oh, of course he was. I think everybody was because it's extremely rare that you would see where they go to the replay center and say, well, he wouldn't have got it off in time. But that's what they did, and that's the decision they came to at the replay center. Mike Callahan, the referee on the floor, he doesn't really have any say on that because it's all done
sure.
in
The
Secaucus.
the
So
shot-
he's in a rough position because even if he wanted to overrule that, I'm not sure he's allowed to.
The shocking part was they should have had more time on the clock than 2.4. Not that it should have came to this, but in the previous possession, the 24-second shot clock went off. There should have been 3.2 seconds, but for some reason, there was some bad math that was done.
Yeah.
And Patrick Patterson tweeted after game, and we didn't notice it actually watching the game. I'm not sure why, but 24-second shot clock violation after the clock said 27.2 gives you 3.2 seconds, but we started with 2.4 seconds.
That's a bigger concern right there.
But correct me if I'm wrong, isn't that on like the Raptors bench and their assistants to sort of catch that when that happens
I
and
suppose.
go, oh, we should check that and there should be
That's
more.
some
But
pretty
once it's
simple
gone-
math, though. That
No,
should have
I
happened
agree.
in the arena. That shouldn't have happened at all.
Like we're hearing, Michael Granger, I believe, was reporting that the Raps are going to protest this, right? It sounds like they're
Formal
going to go through
complaint,
this, a
yeah.
formal complaint, and we go from there. Do you think anything? Do you think they'll for whatever? I mean, I know we've seen it, I believe, once in the last 30 years where we've actually gone back and played some portion of a game. It was, I believe his last game was with the Heat and the Hawks way back when. Do you think this happens? They replay to the 2.4. They go to overtime. Anything? Any chance?
I highly doubt it because, according to the Video Review Center, it was longer than 2.4 seconds.
Yeah, that's why I don't think the NBA is really going to now say, all right, we'll replay
Right,
it, even
right.
if there was an error, because they've got their own sort of way of figuring out that it took longer than the 2.4
It's just
seconds.
so strange that they started the clock
Yeah.
as soon as DeMarcus touched it, right?
Right.
As soon, and that just doesn't happen.
Right.
Well,
you need that sort of 0.1 seconds, whatever it is.
But that's never going to be a perfect system
Also,
anyway.
it doesn't leave Ross's hands with 0.1 second, even in this scenario. There's like 0.5, 0.4 you can maybe
Well, you
sell
got
me
to
on.
trust the Video
So-
Review Center has the technology to do the math that it took 2.5 seconds, right? 2.5.
Well, we have to.
Holy cow.
Yeah, absolutely. But I mean, I'll throw this at you, and I know we got to move on here. If this happens on if this happens on TNT
We'll
on
see
a
it tomorrow,
Thursday
guys.
night and Steph Curry takes that shot, are you telling me they go and look at it for 10 minutes and then they come back and say, no, game's over, it doesn't count? There's,
Well,
there's not a chance. And
it's
I'm not saying
impossible
it's
to-
because of the Raptors. I'm saying that, I don't know. Is it a Sunday night League Pass game and there's 20, 25 teams where it's like, well, we did the math. Sorry. Like, there's just no way you could tell me on a Thursday night big marquee game that they would have done that.
And it was a great play by DeMarcus Cousins. I think we should note that he touched it and that the clock should have started earlier because it was a great move. And the clock should have gone before Terrence Ross got it off because he didn't know how much time he had.
No,
he just shot.
He just shot. He went through his normal way of like, I got to get a shot off here, and he got it off in time.
But
he
not
shouldn't
to
have
give
hit the
them
shot.
anything.
Let's
Not to
blame
give them-
Terrence Ross.
Yeah, no, not to give
I know-
him anything, not to at least replay it. Doesn't make sense to me. Put 2.4 back on the clock, which should have been 3.2, and replay it.
I have a feeling we'll be talking about this a little more on the Twitter show.
Well,
I have a feeling it could come up.
how about the first 47 minutes and 7 seconds where the Raptors should have beat the Sacramento
well,
Kings?
yeah.
No, they've lost to the Sacramento
Well,
Kings 4 straight times.
You know what? As I say to that, let them lose in overtime then, because that's where they got to, in my opinion. All right, Trey, next headline.
Sounds like we need robot refs, but that's just me. Our next headline comes from the Atlanta Journal-Constitution, and it reads, Budenholzer on Howard ejection, probably the right thing. Is this news?
Probably the right thing. He absolutely deserved to be ejected for that, and he should have been suspended. The Hawks are lucky that Dwight was even allowed to play on Sunday. This is just a careless effort here from Dwight Howard. He's been in the league long enough to know that you can't have your elbows up there like that. The fact that Mike Budenholzer is saying probably the right thing, he knows he got away with one there.
He did that on Friday, and then on Sunday he got his arms up in the head of Willie Hernan Gomez,
Right.
and it was just given a common foul. Yeah, Dwight has been known to do this throughout his career. This is the incident here with Willie.
This is the exact same thing, really. He just doesn't hit him as hard.
Yeah, but then he does the sloppiest one after that where he just whacks at him. I mean, that's a suspendable offence, that. Hand contact to the head.
Yeah, Willie told Stefan Bondi, they told me about that, but I didn't feel nothing. Maybe he felt pain in his elbow. I don't have you shouldn't get your arms up, obviously. But with the Atlanta Hawks, I mean, they were a very, very bad rebounding team last year. They weren't tough inside. The entire league knew that. And I'd rather have to rein a guy in from his aggression than have to teach him to be aggressive. So Dwight Howard throwing it around and being an aggressive guy and you knowing that he's going to be there is better than
Not if he
not
gets
having a
suspended
guy at
though,
all.
from doing things like that,
Yeah,
though.
yeah, but
We've seen him
but
be
the
suspended in the
toughness is good.
playoffs before for very similar
he's
things. where
treading
the
a
posts
very
come up to
fine
it.
line by doing that.
But the toughness, you can't trade that in for anything. The guys on his team know he's going to be there. He's going to board. It's good to have a guy back there.
Got to take a break. Obviously fired up here today on the Stars, but when we come back, can Drew Holiday save the Pelicans? We'll tackle that and more in the Up Down Report. Back with the Starters, right into the Up Down Report, where we figure out where the four of us stand on some hot button NBA topics. We ask you to do the same on Twitter, hashtag the Starters, thumbs up, thumbs down. First one, guys. Drew Holiday returned to the Pelicans lineup this weekend after missing the team's first 12 games due to family issues. He looked great. Drew scored 21 points in his season debut Friday against the Blazers and followed it up with 22-point performance in another victory on Saturday. Both games, wins for the Pelicans, desperately needed them. So they put together a bit of a winning streak here. Are you guys up or down with Drew Holiday back now with the Pelicans making the playoffs?
Can't do it.
Don't be able to
Nobody
do
in the
it.
least thinking about it.
I really want
Just do it. Just do
You
it.
want?
All
you
right,
want-
let's do it.
You
Yeah.
want them to.
I want
It's a
them to.
feel-good story with Drew Holiday back.
It's a great story with Drew
Yeah.
Holiday coming back. He looked fantastic considering he missed time for his. He had some off-court issues to deal with there. It's just great for Anthony Davis to have another guy who can actually draw a defender as well.
Oh,
A couple of times he saw
little
him
more
go
offense,
inside.
yeah.
Even if he missed those shots, Anthony Davis just cleaned them up. So it was great. And again, Anthony Davis, we know, is having an MVP type season. But if they do not make the playoffs and they don't even win 45 games, he's not even going to be considered. I would hate to see Davis's season go to waste. So come on, Pelicans, let's do it.
It would be nice, but both of their wins were against teams that were on the second night of a back-to-back. Drew Holiday is good, but we all agreed that the Pelicans lost a lot of talent in the offseason, and that was a 30-win team that didn't make the playoffs. They
Right.
basically have to play at a 50-win pace to get to around 44, 45 wins. They're 4-10 already. I just don't see it happening.
Yeah, I'm a huge Drew Holiday fan. He just knows how to run a team. He doesn't go too fast, doesn't go too slow. But at 4-10, there are too many good teams in the Western Conference. What seems like the Lakers sort of playing above their heads and the Jazz playing solidly. And
The Wolves maybe on the
They're only
come up
3
here.
games back of the Lakers, though. If the Lakers are playing above their head, you
Nah.
figure they might drop out. I mean, it's still early
But
enough.
there's still too many teams. There's still, Golden State, San Antonio, Clippers, they're in. I think the second sort of tier, the Grizzlies, Rockets, and Thunder, they're probably in. And then you've got 2 spots remaining. I think the Jazz and the Blazers are there as well.
Right.
The Lakers are already there. The Wolves are already there. There's just too much talent to be 4-10. And yeah, they had a bad year last year, but a lot of that was injuries. And the talent hasn't grown since then. So that's the problem.
And there's still a lot of injuries. Can we agree that we're thumbs up on the goggles?
Yeah,
the
yeah,
goggles
for
were
sure.
very, very nice.
Yeah,
All right,
shoot 'em
moving
so
on
well.
here. Saturday night in Milwaukee, the Bucks game ops crew decided to have a little fun with folks in attendance wearing Golden State gear as they panned around the crowd. Milwaukee put fans in that Warriors gear on the Jumbotron with captions equating them to being bandwagon fans. Some good lines here from the Bucks, but what do you guys think? Are you up or down on the Warriors bandwagon cam in Milwaukee there on the weekend?
I like it.
Oh, yeah.
Thumbs up.
They got a nice little rivalry going.
Lee, we're on the different pages here.
Yeah, I
You
mean,
and
look, the
everyone else.
Bucks didn't even make the playoffs last year, and they're ripping a team that's been to the finals the last 2 years, smashed the regular season records win.
Playfully ripping.
Yeah, I know. But listen, you saw also what happened. Everyone in Cleveland was ripping on the Warriors for blowing 3-1 lead. And what happened in the World Series? They lost. It's bad karma for
Oh, so it's
Milwaukee.
going to be bad news for the Brewers, is what you're saying.
terrible,
Watch out, Ryan Braun.
No, look, it's fun. Obviously, it's fun. But, yeah, I mean, let's just, move on from the 3-1 stuff.
For me, all beef is good beef. So if the Bucks are going to celebrate just winning a game last year, they might as well enjoy it because they haven't had a ton of success the past 20 years. So if
Exactly.
that's something you can enjoy once a year when the Warriors are in town, rub it in their faces.
Yeah, exactly. It's once a year, so it can't be overkill because they only come
Right.
to Milwaukee once. Throw the Bucks a bone here. Nobody eats dairy anymore. Nobody eats cheese. They can have this. Give them this.
How do we know they're bandwagon fans, though?
Yeah.
Maybe
not.
they were
Yeah,
Run
probably
TMC, Latrell
Good thing
Sprewell
is,
fans.
Warriors get a chance at redemption too when the Bucks go to Golden State. So
Yeah.
they're going to have a bit of fun with their fans.
Yeah, all is Julie fair when it comes to this stuff. Everything is fair.
Wow, it was a deep cut. You're a real NBA fan if you just got that joke. All
They
right.
didn't. They didn't.
They doubt they did, because that was deep. All right, finally here, DeMarcus Cousins and his Kings teammate, they watched Kanye West walk out of a concert at the Golden One Center on Saturday night. They sure were not happy about it. Cousins took to Snapchat to tell the world, Kanye bounced on us, yo. Kanye pulled the plug after 30 minutes, and now he's canceled his tour. Are you guys up or down on Kanye canceling the rest of the St. Pablo tour? I'm big time thumbs down.
Yeah, but he's got to do it. It's been a bad week. He's just making people more and more upset. At this rate, he's going to become the next Lauryn Hill, and nobody's going to ever show up for his shows because they're not sure if he's going to play.
Trey, we had tickets to see Kanye West December 8th here in Atlanta.
Yeah, we're getting refunds, though. Shout out to
We need that
refunds.
money,
Big
dude.
time thumbs up to refunds.
Those are expensive tickets, right?
They were very expensive tickets.
As expensive as a pair of Yeezys, I heard.
Not that good.
Yeezys, the fake ones?
Yeah, maybe those. Maybe those. All right, gotta take a quick break. When we come back, guys, the impossible, it's happened, and it's gonna be in a brand new edition of Weekend Whoopsies. Can't believe it. Back with the starters, we asked you earlier in the show, what's your favorite NBA musical? You hit us up on Twitter, hashtag the starters. Trey has a few of the best answers.
Yeah, a lot of really good zingers over here. This one comes from Jared Dubin, who's verified, so you know it means more. The King and Fry. I like it. Eli says, My Fair McGrady.
Oh, saw that in Stratford.
Probably not the real Raph Simmons says, Cats. Starring Karl Anthony Towns, I assume. Naseem says, Hello, Delhi. One of my favorites. The Book of Norman Powell from Danielle. And my favorite comes from Bella, who says, Jersey Boys. Because literally everybody in the NBA is wearing a jersey and they're a boy.
Smart, Bill. All
makes you
right,
think.
keep those tweets coming. All right, let's get to a brand new edition of Weekend Whoopsies, and we got a whole lot here.
Had a great season so far. Kevin Durant going into the camera bay here, and referee Lauren Holtkamp.
Oh boy.
Right, he was okay. He must have asked Lauren Holtkamp, you okay? Because she said, you okay? Yeah. We're all good. Everyone's okay. Everyone's
You
okay.
okay?
Hey, those Lunars okay?
Same game. Zaza Pachulia gonna hit the jumper and then dance, I guess, ride a fake pony? Wow. Wiggle?
Making eye contact with Kevin
Yeah,
Durant, too.
very sexual, isn't it?
Marcus Smart gets into riding here, jumps on his teammate, Isaiah Thomas. This is wild. Isaiah, hey, I know I'm small. You don't got to jump on my back. Huh?
Cameraman's in the action again.
Yeah,
Taking a beating.
same area, same game.
Game was Weekend Whoopsies riches here, wasn't it? Celtics and Warriors. Well, let's stick with the Celtics against the Pistons on Saturday. The king of the flop, Marcus Smart. He's gonna take an air elbow.
Oh, the hair really sells it too.
I mean, the win would be strong coming from Drummond, but not that strong.
Rockets mascot, Clutch. Look at this video bomb. Whoa, it's like he's on a moving walkway at the airport.
Yeah.
Slide by.
Yeah. Is he walking or is he on like roller skates?
It's like a front moonwalk he was doing then.
Andrew Harrison has got Chris Dunn breakdancing here, dropping.
Oh.
Oh, nice move.
Red Panda, apparently retired. She came back. Obviously, one of the best NBA acts in history.
Oh,
but
the
she
goat.
dropped.
No.
Oh, it's like MJ coming back with the Wizards. We don't want to see that.
man.
No.
Couple great moments from Michael Beasley. We started him galloping in to play.
Boxing out is the best.
That's unbelievable. And then a little more Beasley. Costly turnover from the Bucks late against the Warriors. We go to Beasley for his reaction. Yeah,
Is this a mannequin challenge?
Yeah.
there was no galloping after that.
This is the prototypical whoopsie right here. 3 Clippers. Oh, we're got the board. No
Same
problem.
team.
We got it. How? It slips to Rajon Rondo. Nobody knows.
Paul Pierce taking care of his ex-teammate.
Conspiracy.
Yeah.
Conspiracy. Sunday, Kent Bazemore. He's going to laugh here before throwing the oop to Dwight Howard because he sees that the third Plumlee's guarding Dwight, Marshall Plumlee, and that was easy.
That was a great one. Rudy Gay finds DeMar DeRozan's shoe on the ground. So, smart move here. Get rid of it.
Yeah.
Get rid of it. Just
Yeah.
toss it. That's some gamesmanship. But watch this person in the crowd. Gets it in the frame.
Oh, man.
You can't be looking at your phone.
Yeah, get off your phone, man. Monty Ellis in OKC goes tumbling into the front row. Drinks were spilled, but that's all right. Kevin Serafin's got a couple towels. He'll take care of the game ball. Now look how soaked this thing is.
Oh, wow.
But he is putting in some work here. Got to appreciate that. All right, we're good to go. No. The refs say, yeah, sorry, Kevin.
It's over the limit.
They're different colors, those both. Not an NBA whoopsie, but on an NBA court halftime show. A wedgie here amongst these kids. Best part comes now.
This is the best bit.
Now, one try.
Give me a
two
boost.
Tries.
A
No.
lot easier when your players are 7 feet
throw-
tall to get it down.
Yeah.
Come on,
Oh,
Skeets!
he's up there. He's up there. It's 3 tries. We got a ball? No.
Oh, man.
No.
Get the broom.
No.
Yeah.
Got it
They
out.
let it breathe.
Are we counting that, Wedgie?
I don't know. If we get to 49, yes.
Okay. All right. Okay, we'll play it by ear. One more break. When we come back, Lili's very solid play. Tonight's pick 'em play. Ooh, it's the Celtics and Wolves. I'm the one taking the Wolves at home. This game on League Pass. Everyone else taking the Celtics. I oohed and awed there because I really need to win this to have any chance of coming back in the month of November. So let's go Wolves. All right, Lili, where are you going for very solid play?
Sacramento on Friday night, and if you want to know if laser eye surgery works, check out Chris Paul's pass here to Blake Griffin. Absolute corker. Bounce pass
corker.
through 4 Kings. Boom! Beautiful layup. That's what I call a very solid play.
That'll also be one of the best passes of the year. But
You're right.
yeah, all right. Stash Watch 2016, looking real nice, Lili. Oh, here comes the weird mouth.
Yeah,
I
buddy.
love it.
Flex those limbs.
Lee, over $4,400 raised for Men's Health. Go to Movember.com. Search for Lee Ellis. We're trying to get to 10K. We're running
Yeah.
out of days here, but
Couple days to go.
every little donation counts. We really appreciate all the people that have already given.
We had a beauty highlight that wasn't last night. Just because a play didn't count doesn't mean we're not going to show it to you. Watch this. Looks like Isaiah shot out of a cannon and throws it down, baby.
I met an Irishman. His name was Shannon. Oh, I love that name, Isaiah Cannon.
Yeah.
He's like, we're going to see that on the starters, aren't we? You're right, Luke. You just did.
My favorite character in Bloodline was Eric O'Bannon. Whatever.
Starters Twitter show tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. Eastern. Join us. It's going to blast. We're going to have a nice Thanksgiving theme to this one. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Tonight on the network, Mavs and Spurs. Coverage starts at 8 p.m. Eastern. Game gets underway a little after 8:30. So enjoy that. We have a fan sign, Lili.
Victor and his family from Melbourne. Shout out to Melbourne. Came all the way to Madison Square Garden for a family anniversary. Great job, guys. Keep sending them in if you go to games.
The Australians are amazing with
huge,
the signs.
yeah.
All right, that's it for us tonight. Enjoy the game. See you tomorrow.
Thanks for joining us, folks. And remember, the key to a healthy marriage is being engaged.
Brace the weekend, people. Congrats, Ken and Marge.